Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Mark here. I've got something different for you, okay? It comes from Simon and it's a GM Players Edition, a Ross Taylor, that's had a massive blowout of the toe. If I can show you that there. So he just got this played in, started playing a few games late last season, and bang, there goes the toe. $1,200 investment or whatever he paid, blown away. Well, he didn't actually send this in. I'll give you the truth. What he actually wanted me to do is, when he blew that out, he went back to the store and he got a credit. And with that credit, he purchased one of these, which you've seen before on the channel. It's a CP laser and it's got absolutely stunning grains, nice specs, all the rest of it. And he said, look, would you mind knocking that in for me? I mean, he approached me in February, but due to his work commitments and whatever else, didn't get the bat till late April. I was trying to figure out exactly how I fix his bat. He said, look, I've already got a credit on this. It doesn't worry me what I do with it. You can cut it up for all I care. Normally with this type of a bat, these are non-repairable. Once you get a crack that goes all the way through, then you've got nothing to support the crack. So even if you glue it, if another ball hits it, it can still put pressure and extend that fracture further down. Obviously a load of breakage within. There's nothing to support that piece of wood. The only way to actually fix this, and it's a temporary fix, it's like a Hail Mary, is to do what you've probably seen on the older bats, which is called a Lamitoe. Also called a spline joint in America, or biscuit joint, which basically once the repair has been done, you then cut out a portion of the bat, insert a segment across the length of the blade. Not this thick, obviously, but basically it gets inserted into here and its purpose is to support the joint. But I'm going to attempt this. I've never done it before. I obviously don't have the tooling, so I don't have a table saw. So I'm going to attempt to do it by hand. I've purchased myself an ultra fine saw and a really fine chisel. Long intro, and we'll speed up the repair process and try and conclude this video with some final thoughts. So stick with it, it's going to be a long one. I want to quickly get some dimensions down. I have weighed it, so I'll flash that up. Never had a Ross Taylor before. Heavily concaved, reminds me a little bit of the Quentin de Kock in that it's one of the only ones that was concaved. 20 millimeters at the shoulder. Up here at the splice, 40, so nice and big spine heading up into the handle. The handle itself is a typical thick GM handle, semi-oval and round at the top, so no surprises there. So that's the shape there, heavily concaved. Before I do the edge, I'll put this through the gauge. Yeah, it meets the gauge. It's probably, GM do a 4.5mm camber. Which you can see there, almost touching. The gauge is 5mm, and we're sacrificing about 3mm on the top there, so I expect that to be about 65. Really thin toe, and the edge isn't going all the way up. 36.7 down here at the toe. 21.1. So almost the same as the shoulder. I can't really measure the top of the yeah, because that's all compressed in. I'll just go from there. So it looks like about 23. Obviously the massive blowout you've got there. One of the angles you can actually see the light shining through that. 65.6. 107.9, no width issues. You'll see here that he's actually taken off the scuff sheet. He's cut across here, so it did have the scuff sheet on it. Let's quickly give it a tap up, so we'll see what it was actually like before the repair. So it was starting to really open up. I can feel that. Yeah, so that's not really the playing area. So if we can actually get some wood in there, maybe put another dowel up here and suspend that, then he might have a perfect bat to use in the nets, or he might prefer to use it anyway. As far as the CP goes, I will be knocking that for him, so I'm going to do a post knock on that. Go and have a look at the previous review on a CP laser. I'll put a link up here. Okay, so we're at the end of the video, and this is the bat all completed. I'll just zoom that in for you a little bit so you can see that a little bit closer. So as you can tell, when I actually did, I've put a shugu toe on that, but when I actually measured this up, it looks like it was crooked, but one of the determining factors here is that the actual wood here was slightly pushed back, and if I sort of hold that up to the screen, you can sort of see how it sort of slopes down more dramatically on this side of the face than it does on this side of the face. So that's one of the reasons it looks so narrow on this side here. When I had the tape on, I couldn't see that. I had no chance when I actually glued this back with all the things that I did, wedging and everything else, to get that piece back in its original position. There was just too much damage inside the crack. So what we did, as you can see by the video, is we got as much glue as possible into that joint. So putting those two dowels in actually took a lot of effort, and then cutting through, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. But you know, having the proper tools and all those types of things, also having had the experience, an actual bat maker might have done this a few times and therefore know the types of things that I've come across just doing it for the first time. Am I happy? Yeah, I am actually. I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. You know, we've got some willow now inserted in the joint, so it's not going to add any additional weight. It's hopefully going to stabilize that crack and any others from traveling further through and up the bat, giving it a bit of a clean up. The back sticker I couldn't quite get on properly. It's just the heat that's curled that up. I'll try and get that off. What's going to happen now before I send this out is I'm going to tape the edges, and I'm also going to tape up around the toe, just to give it a little bit of extra support. You know, how long is it going to last? Well, I don't know, and I think that's the reason why many bat makers don't want to do this type of repair, is because there's no guarantees. This could last one game, or it could last maybe, I don't know, a season, 2 seasons. It's really up to Simon, the batsman, to determine how well it's going to go. Obviously, if he plays a lot of shots off the toe, he's going to have some concerns. I'm very happy to have done it. I've always wanted to attempt this repair. Yes, I had to buy a saw, and yes, I had to buy the chisel, but all in all, it was less of a problem than I thought it would be. Better tap it up, which I haven't done, so if it fails right now, you'll see it right on camera. So let's... Yeah, I think that will be fine. We'll support that with a bit more tape, and yeah, hopefully gets some games out of it. And he's even keen maybe to do a how did it go video, so that would be interesting. Unless he actually means I'm going to break it again and send it back to you, Mark, which is not going to be accepted anyway. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. I'll try and trim it down as much as I can. Kartij Patel actually did a $50 US super thanks to me. First one I've ever had, and just blew me away. So thank you very much, Kartik. And thank you all to everybody who's stuck around to the end of the videos. We got to aim for that 10,000. We're about just under 400 subscribers off, and we're going about 60 subscribers a month. So if you do want to help the channel, try and share the videos that you like with your friends. See if you can encourage them to share them on to people they think might actually enjoy the channel. This has been Mark signing off, and this has been a pretty massive adventure. See you on the next one.